All right, and we're back.
Ice is changing. Watch the numbers.
So,
Guard. Not here.
all right, welcome again to the Elizabeth Childs Challenge live at Potomac Curling Club. I am Adam Schechter alongside Russ Kirkman. As I do believe, or at least I hope, according to our intrepid people listening and watching out there, that this should be going out. All things are good. It's always that like one thing that you don't press. All right, so we're gonna go give a first. Nope, Yellowstones. Yellowstone's got 2, so clear that out of that part of the scoreboard, and then put 2 in the first end. So the Yellowstones, that is the Bucks County team of Christy Freeman, Kristen Weiss, Amanda Brockman, and Barb Murphy, scored 2 with their hammer. And you're good for now. Oh, you know what it is? Oh, I switched it. So now this has to be reversed. So it's actually, the colors are reversed on this one now. All right, so the team throwing the Redstones is out of Broomstones, which is Robin Weston, Kelly Peterson, Kirsten Gyllenhaal, and Robin Gustafson. Apologies. All right, so let's go and set up the house as we are right now. Red's first stone went deep, didn't quite cross at the back line. Yellow drew to the 4-foot and then drew semi-guarded. It's still peeking. So Robin will go and try and hit it and roll. They're waiting for it to curl. It looks like it was thrown a little bit outside, so that's actually going to go and flash and pop out that other redstone out of play. We'll get score updates on the other games. We've got the other D event semifinal over on sheet A. And then there's the 2 C event semifinals on sheet C and sheet D. So we'll get those score updates as we can. As now this is Amanda Brockman's first stone of the end, looking for a draw to the top 12 or some sort of guard. And it seems like these stones that are outside of about halfway around the 8, it really takes a long time to break here on sheet B. But that one comes back real nice. Had a lot of curl once it hit the hog line. See the kick back in there. Oh. So right now it looks like Kirsten is going to try and throw some sort of take out of that guard. And gets that, and gets the one on the 4-foot. Lovely stone there. Nice double, doubling off the guard, and the one on the 4-foot as well. Very excited warm room here. So now Freeman will go and throw the draw back on behind their front center guard. All right, sweepers are on that nearly immediately. waiting for that to settle. And they're going to go and leave it as a guard. Actually, it's going to be biting the 12-foot. So Bucks County there looking to go and just clog up the front. So now it looks like Broomstone's going to call for a T-line tap promote, which while we were playing at their club was always a good play at Broomstones for the Dykes a few weeks ago. All right, so this is Kirsten's second shot. Want a T-line wait, now they're calling for a sweep. Sweepers are now up. It's a little heavy and will knock the guard all the way back and through. But it was a nose hit, so at least they have something to hit next round. So now we're on Kristen Weiss's first stone. Weiss for Team Freeman from Bucks County. Looking to draw in. Right now they're just waiting on it. Now they're on sweeping. Weight looks a little light. It is dying as it reaches the hog line. Becomes a really high center guard. So getting a little more blocking up of the front. Now Weston will try for a hit, I presume a roll as well. From Kelly Peterson, the vice on the team. And now all right, looks like they might be changing the call as Kelly wishes to throw a draw instead. Seems a little uncertain here, some of these calls. Some of the other action over here. You have the Lucky Charms with a 2-0 lead over Ardsley. That's Gallegos' team. In the other D event semi, that's after one. This shot now looks pretty wide. They might be able to get it to stop there in the 8-foot. And it looks like it will get an E-shot stone. Very nice. Right there on the side of the 8-foot along the T-line. Now it looks like Bucks County will go for a hit and a roll. And that's thrown with pretty much normal weight. Sweepers are on it. And they're being called to sweep as that's curling in. And it will clip that yellow one, the red one, and move to the back of the house where it just may be biting. It's a little hard to tell from our vantage point here. Meanwhile, on sheet C through 1, this is the C event semifinal. You have the other Bucks County team, skipped by Lynn, is up 2-0 over a Rochester team, skipped by Hill. That's through 1. And the Adams Rink from Plainfield, with a name that I'm actually unable to pronounce at the moment, is leading over Erringo Curling. That's Gray from Jersey Pine in red. And that's over there on sheet D. Meanwhile, in this game, Broomstones will hit the one in the top of the 12 and roll it over a little too far. Still peeking out there, but it's now shot stone. So now Freeman's going to go and call for a hit and a roll with her first skip stone. All right. Okay, here's Freeman sweeping furiously over here, trying to make sure that stone does not hit the front guard, and it just clips it. Winds up possibly backbiting. And good news for Bucks County, that red stone is now very much exposed. But red with hammer can go and try and draw or split the house for looking for 2 as they are deliberating what to do. And it looks like they are setting up exactly for a draw. As Robin Weston readies for her first stone. Just wants to shout out all those watching back at Broomstones in Massachusetts. On a personal note, big ups to them for the Dykes for a few weeks ago. They threw a fantastic one. Russ, you were involved in that too. Had a good time too?
Yep.
All right. So here are the first skip stones. Not on it yet. Now they're calling it for line. And that is starting to break right near the hog line. And it will clip the front guard and wind up out front. So now Christy Freeman will go and attempt to take out that yellow stone. Roll behind some cover, and then do her best to limit Broomstones from scoring multiple points this end. And with that ice, possibly send it for a good steal. Here's her final skip stone of the second end on its way. And that is going out wide, and that will take out that red stone and then sit there at the 12-foot. So now it looks like Bucks County is sitting at least 2. Looks like there's at least 1 biter, maybe 3. They're sort of weighing their options now with the hammer. Certainly a lot of options here. Looks like they're playing a draw in. So here we are setting up for the hammer here in the second end. Pressure shot right here. As the stone is away. And you gotta make sure that it's gonna get here. Looks like the line is okay. Actually, it looks a little strong as it comes in, but it will slow nicely. Trying to sweep it out, and it looks like they decide here. Really decide it. It looks pretty close between red and yellow. To be honest, our angle is not the best at it. My guess is yellow. Actually, no, I don't know. They're really going back and forth on this one. And I think they made a decision. Can't quite hear what it is, but they did. Wait to see what stone is pushed out in front. So it looks like it was one yellow. The draw was just a little too strong. Sometimes you get that way over there on sheet B. Especially those draws from, as our vantage point, the right side of the sheet as it was thrown the left. It seems to be like a, not like a groove, but it seems to be like a point where it just wants to keep going. The path where it just glides. Meanwhile, a very, very messy end over on sheet D is over. We'll get you a score update there. As Robin Gustafson, first stone. It's a nice center guard. I'm sorry, Barb Murphy's first stone is a center guard. Look at the wrong sheet here. This is Robin Gustafson. Barb wanted to say hi to Barbara Murphy, Tara Murphy, and Brogan Murphy. Hopefully all checking out the broadcast. Meanwhile, Broomstone's looking like they want to try and draw in. Just clip that front one. And Bucks will have to draw behind with Barb's second shot. Not really doing much at the moment, just sort of watching it. Might be a little strong. And there's some sweeping of it out over there by Robin Weston. So. Broomstones will now look to draw in again, top of the house. Gallegos took one in the second over on sheet A, so they trail 2-1 to the Lucky Charms under on the other D event center. Second draw there, Broomstones goes through. Looks like the ice is speeding up out there a little bit as we get more into the third end. So gotta figure out a better way to dial yourself down a little bit. Over here, it looks like Bucks County has drawn in to the back of the four. Oh, back button. That was a very nice shot. As often is the case when there's a draw just to the back behind tee. The next call is to simply sit on it.
Narrow. It's okay. Let's wait. Okay. Let her know.
So here is Kirsten Gyllenhaal's draw attempt. They're sweeping that in. Sweeping that, all three of them are working on that stone. There's the curling slightly, but very, very nice. It's not shot stone, it is way close. But now Freeman will elect to go and just sit on their own stone there on the button. Jogging the sweepers. Trying to decide where that's going to go. It looks like the weight's going to stay out a little bit. And that goes through. Now we have Kirsten's second shot. Second. Looks like the same throw is being asked for. There's a lot of room out there.
Yep, yes. Yep. Very hard. Yes. Very hard. Come on.
And that's away. It's always nice to see a fellow lefty out there doing good things with your intern, and that is a good thing. That is going to go. Just bumped the other red stone that was already in the 4-foot. Kind of clear off that butt a little bit. That actually works out pretty well. I know that you would prefer to be shot stone, but the fact that you are now having 3 or 2 in the house at the moment. Meanwhile, Bucks County is looking to, looks like, draw in or freeze on their own. Yellow. Looking a little light. The sweepers are on it. Might crash from that front yellow guard up there. And it'll just sit. Nuzzle up with her.
I can see the whole thing. Great shot.
So now trying to decide, sit on it, take it out.
You can try. Okay. You're gonna do it, so make it work.
I like about a hack weight bump here, if you're asking me.
Yes.
Nice, easy takeout, has 3 in the house.
Up.
Hit that yellow the right way, and then leaves a possible double, but nothing ridiculous. Still kind of figuring it out. While they are working feverishly on that stone as it goes down. Looks a little on the light side. And it's curling a lot. It's aiming its way right to that yellow stone, and it will over curl, but nudge that yellow stone a little bit. So now red has 2 there in the 4-foot. Looks like Freeman will ask Kristen Weiss to draw into it. Get some scores up in the second. This one is looking a bit on the heavy side. just go and pop that other yellow stone in the back of the house. This is actually shaping up pretty good for red at the moment. Meanwhile, over on sheet A, the Lucky Charms went ahead and took one in the third, so they are actually up 3-1 over Gallegos from Ardsley. On sheet C, you got Rochester up 3-2 now. They're throwing in the third end. And over on sheet D, there is no other score posted for the second end just yet. We're playing in the third. You've got the Banshee, Scuba, ooh there, I can't even. Combination, a very tricky name, and some handwriting I can't read. It's always means a combination of everything. That's Adams versus Aaron Go Curling from Jersey Pine. They're throwing back.
Lighter's better than heavy.
Meanwhile, over here, it looks like they're calling for a draw. Realize there's actually at least 2 lefties on this team. Over here from Broomstones. Power to the lefties. Looks to be about backline weight. It's on its way. And that will actually nudge that red stone out a little bit.
Let it go, let it go. Let it go.
So red is sitting 4 at the moment as we are getting the skip stones.
Okay, that's all my call. It's all right, Marty. It's all right. She did what I asked. Let her know that. I gave it to my guys.
The problem is that those 3 red stones are behind some significant cover from yellow, so Bucks County is in a little bit of hurt here without him here in this third end.
Yep. Yes, yes, yes. Hard. Yes, 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 yes.
So Christy Freeman is throwing it. Looks about board weight takeout, and the sweepers are on it. They're waiting for it to curl. That will go clip off one of the reds and then jam on it.
Same thing. I'm going to give you that size. Same way.
Still 4 there for Broomstones here.
It's okay if you sit on it.
Yes! Yes, fine. Heavy. Up, up, up. Heavy. Heavy.
Now Bucks County is going to try to decide what they're going to, I'm sorry, Broomstone's trying to decide what they're going to throw.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. Yep.
Looks like they're going to
That
throw.
is my girlfriend.
Or at me throwing. I would probably throw it to the top of the 8 foot. I'm guessing that's about the shot. What would you throw there? Russ? If you were red, what do you throw?
I haven't been paying attention.
That's fine. Best color commentator in the game. You're red, you're sitting in all those stones. I would throw top of the 8 foot.
Yep.
Sitting
Do
4.
no harm.
First of all, it does no harm. Second of all, it makes it very, very difficult for yellow to do just about anything. So here's the first skip stone from Robin Weston here in the third end. It is away. Waiting for it. Might have called the sweep a little late as that is going just past the center line. And that's going to rub into that yellow guard. And actually sit as a center guard. So it does give yellow a draw behind. It's very, very difficult to be shot at this point. It looks like that is the plan. If you can't be shot, you could be pretty close. At least cut out those other 2 counters, maybe limit it to 2 or 3. All right, final stone here for Bucks County. Sweepers are working it. Now they're off. They're waiting for it to curl back past that red guard. And it's going to dive. And it's wide, and it's going to go deep. Broomstones will sweep it out. Now Broomstones has 4 at the very least in this end, and they are going to draw for 5. At this level of the game, it's absolutely amazing just how these ends seem to develop. You just keep kind of throwing rocks in play, and then all of a sudden you realize that it's your team's rocks that are sitting forward.
Yeah.
How did that happen? Start chasing one shot for 3 or 4 rocks, and the other team just keep piling in. All right, so here is the final stone for Robin Weston out of Broomstone.
Don't touch it. Whatever you do, don't even look at it. Don't breathe on it. Listen, you stone whisperer. Don't you stop.
Looks like it's a little heavy and a little outside. And that will glide past more or less harmlessly. So now they are checking the score there between the Vices, but it looks like it's 4 to me. Waiting for it, just checking. It's now in our featured game here in the D event semifinals. Broomstones takes 4 with their hammer to hold a 4-3 lead over Bucks County through 3.
Can you see this? Yep. All right. See what happens over here. My first time again. Yay! Come on, it'll be fun. It's all right. Yes! Up!
All right, so play will begin here in the 4th end. A little bit of a score update over there on sheet D. Jersey Pine, the Aaron Go curling team under Gray, got 1 in the 2nd end. They are down there throwing hammer. Looks like yellow might be sitting at least 1, probably 2 over there.
Give me more ice. I'm going to come on the outside of the court. No, all the way to the edge of the 12. Outside.
So Plainfield is looking pretty good there in the 3rd end.
You're going to have to sweep the hell out of it.
Yeah, give it a little. Yep.
Sheet C, Rochester is still in the lead through 2. And they're through 3 over on sheet A with the Lucky Charms over Gallegos 3-1. Meanwhile, action over here. Bucks County through a corner guard. Broomstone's hogged it. So So they're trying again for a center guard. Technical director extraordinaire Michael Dobbs is sitting down next to us. Thank you for all your hard work. Look forward to another round of this in 2 weeks when we host the Cherry Blossom here at Potomac. There's fun, and then there's hosting 2 32-team Bonspiels in 3 weeks fun. That should be another great event here as the guard attempt actually goes a little bit deep to the back 4. And now it looks like they're going to go throw a takeout here on Bucks County. And they are sweeping it right away, right off the hand, as soon as the man's blocking through it. That is hooking. And that will flash. That board weight. Stones will now go ahead and try and throw something in the top 12. And they're a little unsure about that weight, but it looks like it's coming over just past center and sitting there in the top 12, just where it belongs. Takeout effort from Bucks County. Looks like they will get the top one. Good shot to clear out top center there. Big Broomstones have to go and put that back. Looks like our scoreboard's all fixed. Thank you, Dobbs. Apparently one needs to hit enter when they're working on maps. Let me tell you how much I hate maps, but not now. All right, here is the next stone for Broomstones coming down. And now Bucks County is prepping for another takeout, and they go ahead and again clip off the one on the top 12. Hope everybody is enjoying action here from the Potomac Curling Club as we're on Sunday here in the Child's Challenge. It would appear I was doing my best impersonation of a golf commentator before. Now we're back. It's been a little while since I've done the webcasting. All right, here is Kelly Peterson throwing Vice Rocks now. They've basically been trading takeouts for draws to the top 12. all about which team will not execute first. Looks like this one is over curling a bit. And that will actually go and possibly bump it. It doesn't look that way, no. Looks like there's enough white there that it's not biting. That's not really their concern. They're going to go ahead and try and take out the redstone sitting there in the 4-foot. Kristen Weiss for Bucks County. Throwing some normal weight. And they are running and sweeping at the same time. And that is crossing the center line and will just go past. There's a lot of late break in these rocks over here on sheet B. That's nothing new. It does surprise some teams about how much you have to broom for takeouts on our ice. Even throwing more like an upper weight, I was actually about control. So Broomstones again will go and attempt to guard up or at least draw to the top 12. All right, another throw. Again at that top 12, and it looks like it's break it early. They're calling in for the sweep. All day is the call. Don't let that cross too much over the center line. And they're letting it go and glide. Biting the top 4. So now that would actually be the closer of the stones. It looks like Bucks County will ask Kristen Weiss to go ahead and take one of those two out. And that one looks, again, like a control weight, and it will hit and roll out. Well, there's some other deliberations going on. We've got some score updating for you. Over on sheet C, one of the other Bucks County teams that are currently playing right now, Lynn, they have taken the lead 4-3 over the Rochester rink, skipped by Hill. And Plainfield is up 5-1 against Gray from Jersey Pine, and that's also in the C event semifinal. Meanwhile, over here, Robin Weston will go and attempt to throw another guard / draw the top 12. They gave that a lot of room. And they're waiting for it to curl, but it looks a slight bit heavy. So that will glide to the tee, past the tee, and be swept to the back 8. So now Bucks County looks like they will looks like they're going to just try and sit on that stone with a little bit of weight. Perhaps bump one out of the way a little bit. They get the first stone from Freeman. They are sweeping it almost immediately. It is really curling once it gets to that center line and really breaking over that center line. No, tap gently that red. It will be shot stone for the moment. It does leave Broomstones with some options. They're trying to decide if they want to maybe just take out that Yellowstone and leave 3 there in the back of the house, which then leaves Bucks County with a draw for 1 with all the backing you could ever want. They could sit on it. I think they're looking to tap it out, looks like, with that broom there. So while they're preparing, the Wicked Pisses also wanted to send a shout out to Adam and Monkey. So, hello. And I am Adam here with you at Potomac Curling Club in lovely Laurel, Maryland, just outside of Washington, D.C. As we are in the event action here on Sheet B, as Robin Weston comes in with her final stone of this end. And it looks like it's about backline or so weight. Easing in. They are not sweeping it yet. Now they are. And they're off. And that will tap that yellow stone and freeze very nicely on one of their own. Broomstone's now sitting 3 with Kirsty Freeman about to throw hammer. So looks like a pretty heavy draw weight is the call. And the shot is away. That's a little heavier than draw. That's about takeout board or so, and it's coming in, and it curls right to the nose of that red for 1. So with that, Bucks County has tied up the game through 4, midway point, over the Wicked Pisses from Broomstones. Cracks me up. Pissa, yeah. Yeah, you can tell me I'm not from Boston, right? I'm from New York. We don't talk like that. Yeah, all right. Perhaps I should pronounce it a little more British. What do you think? Pissa. Quite. All right, meanwhile, a lot of, looks like Bucks County shout-outs here. Kevin and Jane Stayer, Oliver, Ed and Becky Dill, Danny Lynn, and a lot of Murphys. Tara Murphy, Barbara Murphy, Brogan Murphy, and Maria Fry. Hopefully you're all enjoying the webcast here, live from curldc.org. If you like curling action, we've got the 4 event finals coming up around noon, with all the piping and fanfare and all that comes with the end of a Bonspiel. And then in 2 weeks, we'll have the Cherry Blossom Bonspiel starting very, very soon. All right, so with this game tied, Bucks County has thrown it, looking for a guard. That's what they get. Very nice tight guard there. Broomstones will try and draw behind. There seemed to be the strategy here, not a lot of outside play, very much Just keeping everything towards the middle, towards the 4-foot area in this game. There's been quite a few stones in play. That one is curling pretty heavy, and it looks like it will curl past that yellow guard in the front. Give it a little love tap. Over there on sheet C, there's quite a mess. They're down to skip stones over in the 4th end on sheet C. And it looks like yellow is trying to double takeout, and they will get it. That's a very nice shot over there on sheet C. See what the end result there is. For the team from Rochester. Give you an update on that in a moment. Ogden. Yes, yellow has in fact hogged it. All right, meanwhile, Broomstones is trying to go and draw behind. And that will stop right there on the top of the 8-foot. So again, guiding the play more towards within the 4s, keeping it close to the center. Bucks will go ahead and try and remove that stone from play. And this is Amanda Brockman throwing. First stone here in the 4th. And they're sweeping that one for line, as that is cutting right towards the middle. And it will clip the front guard, but then also hit the shot stone and spill out. And in clipping that front yellow guard, they actually knocked it in to make it a biter. Meanwhile, over on sheet A, Gallegos has come back and now tied through 4 with the Lucky Charms. That's Fisher. So they're tied 3-3 through 4 ends. Looks like also more stones in play over there. All right. Broomstones here is going to try and duck behind cover. And they are sweeping that. And are able to get it just to the top of the 12, out counting that yellow biter. Meanwhile, Lucky Charms took 1 in the 5th, so just as I gave you that score update, it changes. Nothing is static in curling. Meanwhile, over here, it looks like Bucks County was calling a takeout of that red. They wind up clipping the front guard and then knocking their own stone, somewhat partially covered, into the top of the 8-foot. So that's twice they've had some happy accidents, as Bob Ross would call it. Get themselves shot stone. There's no such thing as mistakes, only happy accidents. Just some bad line calls. No missed shots. Yeah, I know. There's only bad line calls. No missed shots. especially on my own rocks. Meanwhile, red does a nice takeout there, so Broomstones is leaving with their own stone, being the only one in the house. And it looks like Bucks will go ahead and just try and clear that out. We'll wait for a score update over on sheet C. As this next takeout attempt for Bucks County is on its way. And much like I do when you bowl, you try and will it to curl, and it will, in fact, hit the red stone and sit pretty nicely over on the side of the 12-foot. Rochester got three. Rochester got three there in the fourth, so they are now up 6-5, 6-4. Need to get my eyes checked over the other Bucks County team that's playing. Meanwhile, Kelly Peterson is throwing a, looks like a draw to that freeze to the yellow stone. They've not really tried to throw a lot of stones out there, so that ice cold gets a little dicey. And that comes up just short. Bucks will now try and split the house. And here is Kristen Weiss. And they are sweeping it immediately for weight. In fact, Christie's coming out to try and help. A lot of sweeping going on out there. And it wound up going all the way to the tee and back 8. So now with that, looks like Broomstones will try a freeze onto that yellow. Kelly Peterson's second stone is on its way. They are sweeping it as it is curling. Once it hit that center line, it just shot over to the right on our vantage point. And that will go clear out of the house. So now we're going to go debate skip stones. There's the iron triangle, as I like to call it, when you've split the house. Now you got to put another one on there. It's not quite equilateral, but it's nice when it kind of blocks up that center line. Meanwhile, sheet D is playing in the 5th end. They don't have a score posted for 4 yet. Slackers. Christy Freeman's first skip stone is away. And it looks a little heavy. The sweepers have stopped. It is hanging around the outside. They're again trying to will it get closer and closer to the center and then maybe put the brakes. That puppy needs a little bit of pocket sands. But it looks actually pretty good. There it is, top of the house. Biting the 8-foot. It's going to be quite a strategy debate here for Broomstone. See how they can. These moments start getting dicey when you start thinking about, well, we can draw in here. But then if you're not covered, you're just asking to be staring down a hammer shot with 4 in the house. And it's not really an easy takeout of the shot stone, even though it's behind the tee. Could freeze to it. I think looks like they're electing to try and clear out that top one. And maybe if they throw it with enough weight, do a little double off action. It appears to be the call. Got the front end whispering words of encouragement, shaping up for this shot. And here is Robin Weston with her first skip stone. It is away. It is definitely take out weight, and it is breaking right off that center. It is breaking hard off that center. And it looks like they will get the backstone.
Lighter's better than heavy.
So they're now sitting shot stone. Yeah, I might have done that too. Yeah. Now you're starting to sound like some people that aren't allowed on webcast anymore. For those of you who don't know, here around the Potomac Curling Club, sometimes when you're hanging out with Michael Dobbs, it's kind of fun to see exactly what buttons you can push.
Let it go, let it go. No, no, no.
He emotes in a most hilarious way. Anyways, somewhere Mike Churlo is laughing. All right, so now what they're going to try and do is take out that red stone.
It's okay. It's still all right.
It has got to move. And there it breaks. It may stick around, but it looks like it's going to go and flash out after it takes it out. So that leaves Broomstones with the draw facing 2. So it's a pretty tense shot. But when you're skipping a team in a bonspiel, you better be able to draw that 8-foot pretty routinely. You don't want to Schechter it or anything, which is now a verb around here at Potomac, which means to come up about 2 feet short on a draw that you really, really need. The distance seems to vary on a Schechter. I suppose if you're at Schenectady, then about 8 inches or so is where you need to be short for it to qualify. All right, so here we go. The final stone here in the 5th end. The draw for full 8 for 1 for Broomstone. And here is Robin Weston. Sweepers are kind of thinking about it. And hasn't really broken. Now it's breaking. And now they're on it. And here it is. Down the ice. They all need to help out in that one, make sure that it makes it. And it looks like with all three of them sweeping, it will be really close. I think it might be yellow. It's tough to tell. Yeah, we need like a little zoom in action. We need that camera angle like you have from TSN. Up, and they're going to measure and not put the brooms down near the rocks. And they're looking for the measurement device, which is off to the side off of sheet A. And the only bad news here, of course, is that these games do have a little bit of a time limit, so you want to make sure that you are pretty swift with your measuring. This game has a courtesy time limit of 10:52, which means at that time they must finish the end and play one more. So at the moment it is 10:35, so they have to make sure they have thrown their first rock of the 7th by 10:52, which at this current pace of play is entirely possible. Now you do have the rest of the measurer on the ice for a second. That's nice, thank you. Even though, yes, the measuring device is in the ice shed with everything else that's cold, it is still warmer than the ice itself. All right. So I think it should be good. We are all waiting here, wrapped in anticipation. All right, so devices are out. They have the measurement device firmly in the pin. And they're going counterclockwise. And now they've thought about it a little bit, and now they will go counterclockwise on the measurement. I mean clockwise, instead of going counterclockwise. All right. Now they're looking. Are they good? Do they have the number that they like? The resolution on our cameras are not great enough to be able to see exactly what the measurement is that they're using. But they got something, and they're pushing it over to red. And it is close. They are really staring at that a while. And they're trying to go back to it. Survey says they kicked the yellow one towards the middle. It is yellow. Bucks County with a steal here in the 5th. Had to be close. Oof. All right, while they're setting back up, let's go and give yourself some scoreboard updates. Sheet A. The Lucky Charms is leading by a point, 4-3, as they are playing into the 7th end. So they haven't posted the score yet for 6. We'll get that to you. That's over Gallegos of Ardsley. Over on sheet C, 6-4 is the count, where Rochester is leading Bucks County, skipped by Lynn, 6-4, and they are debating what to do towards the end of the 6th. Meanwhile, Plainfield is leading 5-2 as they play in the 6th end, or 7th end. Nope, they're playing in the 5th end. So through 4, 5-2. That is Plainfield over Jersey Pine. A battle of New Jersey. I'll stop myself from saying New Jersey jokes. As a New Yorker, I do feel like it's my right, but I'll take a pass for now. Meanwhile, the first stone for Bucks County is a draw by Barb Murphy, winds up in the back house. A little bit heavy. Broomstones with their first stone of the 6th. Not being touched by the sweepers. And that will go deep and miss that yellow stone. Go through there for Robin Gustafson. Bucks now calling for a draw to the opposite side, the top of the 12, along Freeman's right. Put one into that corner. And that one's being worked on by the sweepers. And it looks like it will definitely make a very nice corner guard for Bob Murphy. Broomstones is now thinking about throwing up a center guard. Again, going back to that strategy of keeping things close to the 4 foot. And that one will settle in the house in the top 8 foot. Over on sheet A, the other D-event semifinal game, the Gallegos rink had a 4-point 6th end, and they have taken a 7-4 lead over the Lucky Charms, the Fisher rink. So the winner of the game on sheet A will play the winner of this game here on the feature sheet B. Bucks County now calling for a takeout, and they're trying to stop that thing from curling too much. It looks like it'll nab that the red stone and go out. The yellow will spill out. So there it is. Sometimes it's just good to hit some granite. Just clear it out. Over on sheet C, Bucks took a point in the 5th. They still trail Rochester 6-5, throwing in the 6th end. That's the C event semifinal. Broomstones now elects to go ahead and put another tight guard. It's biting, possibly. These ends get a little bit tricky here, especially if you have hammer to try and set up a deuce. You don't really have much up front. Brimstones could have elected to try and draw behind that yellow guard. But I think they're just trying to set up a house or set up a little more up front to try and draw behind it. Bucks County electing just to take out that red stone. And they will peel off that guard. And that gives Robin something to think about. As we're now on still on second stones. This will be Amanda Brockman's second stone here in the sixth end, and now they're calling for a freeze onto that yellow stone that's sitting in the back 12. What's good about that play is that if you can hit it, and if you can freeze successfully to that yellow stone, not only will you be shot, but then it's actually more difficult to draw or to those back half stones at times than it is to maybe one on the button. Especially when you're going center in, and now it looks like it's a little heavy, and they will clip that yellow stone but not quite knock it out of play. It's that over curled. And now with no other rocks in play for red, Freeman will now elect to try and draw behind that yellow corner guard to sit 2. And that stone seems to have some weight to it. They're not right sweeping on it yet. Actually, looks like it will not come around that guard, but it will get into the house. Sit top 8. So now there's some options here for red, especially if they're trying to set up a deuce. You can freeze to it, which is what looks like Robin's going to do. You could also hit and roll it behind that yellow corner guard. Another good option there. So freeze here, or even like a little tap back, is a good shot in this situation. As here is Kelly Peterson throwing her first stone here in the 6th. They are calling for it to sweep almost immediately. And that is hooking. And it looks like it'll get a piece of that corner guard and then roll into the house and bite the 8-foot, but not quite be shot stone. Really, without spending too much time thinking about it, Freeman will go ahead and try and take that out. And that is swinging outside. They're trying to sweep it. They're trying to sweep it, trying to get a piece of it. And they will. It'll hit and spill out. So now, with 2 in play, they're going to elect to take this out. Take out this situation, it's going to make it a little bit difficult to try and get 2. Because you can then subsequently take out the other stones. But we'll worry about that when we get there. And that is on the center line. It does not want to come off of it. It was thrown with near parking lot weight. That's probably the hardest stone I've seen thrown all game. And that stayed on the center line, did not move. So now Bucks County, without hammer, is got 2 in the house, and they're looking to go and split up a little bit inside the 8-foot circle. So here is Christy Freeman, their first stone here in the 6th end. And they're not touching it yet. Sweepers just kind of looking at it. The weight looks like it's about top 8, as it will settle almost exactly where she wanted it. It's actually about T-line. So now there's some good options here for broomstones. And they're sort of just looking around, trying to figure out what to do here. If it was me and I was skipping, I think I would call for a freeze on the yellow in the 4-foot. Now you could double off 2 of those stones, but then you'd be leaving your red out in the open. And now time is going to be a factor, as it looks like they're going to play this end and just one more. They are following the clock. So you start setting up some options here, trying to figure out whether you are looking at being tied or maybe one up without hammer going into the last end, or it looks like they are, I think they're electing to freeze. That ice is kind of like midway between a freeze kind of draw or like a back house tap. We'll find out. Here is Robin Weston's first stone here in the 6th end. And that is going to stay on the center line and go straight through the house. So never quite moved off center. Meanwhile, over on sheet A, the Lucky Charms were held to 1. And they trail Gallegos 7-5 from Ardsley. Over on sheet A in the other D-event semifinal game. The Gallegoses themselves have had quite a run in these 5 and under Bonspiels. winning the Kaiser, the mixed Bonspiel, with a team of with and then at the Dykes, husband Matt Gallegos finishing as the B event runner-up. Quite a match. Meanwhile, over here, Freeman has drawn and frozen straight to her other shot. A little bit of a tap. But now this is a very dicey situation with Broomstones at the moment. Straight takeout of the top 4 stone does not probably get you shot. And I think you got a draw there. No. I would probably throw rocket weight and try and double them out. That's me skipping. I think in this case, I think the draw has got to be it. In this case, that is definitely not draw ice that they are giving. It looks like they're going to, it looks like they're going to try and throw it just inside of the nose, the top of the 4. Let's go. And here it comes. It is pretty wide. And they are all working it. Trying to get that to the button. And it will just do just a gentle wick off of that stone and rake it to the button for 1 for red. So 1 red here in the 6th. And given the time, that puts a tie game right here. Tied at 5, Bucks County and Broomstones. Playing to the 7th end. They are in the 6th end over on D. And it looks like that was hammer, so we'll see what a score update looks like. Over there on sheet D, they cleared out the stones before I could see. Meanwhile, over here, it looks like they're going to be playing that final end, at least according to time. And here is Robin Gustafson's first shot, and that will go to the tee line over on the 8-foot. Bar Murphy's first stone. Looks like it's going to be a takeout. And that will flash. So Robin will elect to go and looks like place like some sort of corner guard here. All right, so here is Robin Gustafson's last shot of the 7th end. They're calling for a guard. Perhaps something nestling in the top 12 that would prevent a freeze on the red shot stone, and it looks like that will sit okay. It is definitely exposed though. So they're going to go elect to take it out is Bucks County. And that is about control weight or so. And they've immediately called for the sweeping. And it seemed like it got burned. So now it looks like Broomstone's trying to guard up, get this game tied. Over on sheet C, Rochester got another point. So through 6, they lead Bucks County 7-5. Meanwhile, over here, the first guard attempt from Kirsten Gyllenhaal is actually nudging the other red into the top 12. Mostly covering up. It looks like Amanda can see enough of it from her hack. At least throw and take something out. And the sweepers are on it. Now they're off. It's got plenty of weight. And that will go and hit the stone in the top 12, re-exposing that 8-foot. So the second stone is away by Kirsten the second. And they are not working on it yet. It's starting to move a little bit, but it looks a little heavy. They're trying to will it to break to the left, and it will start to do that. It actually sits in the top of the 12. Covering up the other stone in the 8-foot along the tee. So Bucks County will go ahead and try and take that one out too. Perhaps they hit it right, they get them both. A little off-balance throw there from Amanda. They're not really doing anything with it yet. Looks like it will go ahead and hit that first stone and peel it out.
That's a free guard. Get it to the way. Yeah, I'm kind of hoping maybe
looks like Broomstones will now elect again to try and guard up. So just like in one of the previous ends, it's basically the fourth. The two teams seem to be just trading off that same kind of shot. So now here is Kelly Peterson with her first stone here in the 7th end. And they are working on it immediately, I guess, for weight. And now they're letting it go. Probably waiting for that break to come. And then they're just going to let it be. And that stone will be a guard. Biting that 12-foot right over the other stone in the house.
Yes, you're right. Stay on it. All the way, all the way, all the way. All the way, up way. All the way, all the way, all the way, all the way. Up way.
So now here's Kristen Weiss for Bucks County. Throwing a pretty heavy takeout. This time electing to go with the turn. The other ones were out turn. And that will go and hit the top one. Didn't really quite break over like they thought it would. So they get peeled off that guard. Broomstone's kind of holding on for dear life. And it looks like it is handshakes over on sheet A, where Gallegos is moving on to the D event final, defeating the Lucky Charms after a very close back and forth game. So that's the applause you may hear in the background. Meanwhile, over here on the feature game, another guard is successful. And now it looks like Bucks County might try and change it up. So now Freeman is asking you to throw normal weight, brooming it pretty much right on the center line for Kristen White. But now that stone is starting to break. And actually will clip that red shot stone, but did not quite get it out. It's still in the back of the house. But they've really opened things up. The two teams from Sheet A have entered the warm room here. All right, Robin Weston is getting ready for her first shot here. looks like she's going to
Which way? Here? It's gonna make it split it. Let it be. Which way?
try and either draw through that port or draw somewhere along the right side of the house. Or
Robin, where's my god?
or split through. Whatever she was trying to do, it just went through the house. So now it looks like Bucks County is going to try and draw behind the center guard up top, which is finally going to come into play. So here is Christy Freeman.
Where do you want to be? Which side?
Pushing off her first stone.
Yes, yes, for weight.
Okay. Sweepers are sweeping it for weight.
Up if you can, up if you can.
Also looks like it's going to be drawn in. They've come off a bit. And it will settle the back 8.
Let it go. Let
So
you
very
finish
nice
weight.
draw here. This is going to force.
Line is good.
It's going to force Robin to go ahead and follow it down. And even if she does, and it's a successful either freeze 2 or she puts it anywhere back of the tee, it gives another same shot to Freeman, try and finish it off. All right, so the immediate call was to sweep, and now not. But now it looks like they're going for plan B, a little tap up promote. And that is really close. Well, they still have the hammer to throw. But now it's the question of, looks like they're signaling that red is a little closer there.
Well, if you do sit on it, it has to be frozen, but if not guarding it, either way, a little bit in the house is good.
Meanwhile, it is handshakes over on sheet D. So it looks like the Plainfield team has advanced to the C event final, defeating Jersey Pine.
Line is okay. What about weight?
Sheet C is very much
Let it go, let it go, let it go.
Sheet C is very much in action right now. Very close. A few stones in play for red. Another one being drawn in. Meanwhile, we are here on the hammer throw from Christy Freeman from Bucks County, trying to chip out that red stone. And the sweepers are not on it yet. And they're still not on it. They're waiting for it to break. Now they're on it. Looks like it's going to hit the corner of that red stone. Avoid the jam. Clear out that red stone for 2 points and the final. So great shot by Freeman to finish out this game in 7 ends. So Bucks County will move on to the D event final facing Gallegos, while over on sheet D, Plainfield moves on, and actually we can try and move ourselves over to action on sheet C real quick. They still have a few stones in play. As we will get you to that action. So we'll reposition our cameras a little bit. So we'll take you now to action over on sheet C as they're ready for their final stones. Take a look at the house. Right now, so it looks like the other Bucks County team, or one of the other Bucks County teams in this draw, is lying 2 at the moment. So now we're up to Red and Lynn's first skip stone. The game right now is 7-5. Rochester leading Lynn. Now yellow is contemplating their move as the 2 red stones are pretty well guarded here. Red does have hammer in this end. So not quite sure what they're doing. It looks like they're going to try and take out that stone there in the 4-foot. Slightly difficult from our vantage point. We're on the best view of sheet C from where we are. But it looks like there's room to get it. So here's Jennifer Hill throwing her last stone here in the 7th. The sweepers are working on it furiously. Now they're up. And that will clear 1, but not 2 stones. And spill out. So now it is up to Monica Lynn to throw a draw in to tie. So here is Monica Lynn with a pretty open house, just needs to touch some paint. And we'll tie this game and send it to an extra end, or the 8th end, really. So here is the final stone for Bucks County's Monica Lynn. That's away. Sweepers are working it to make sure that it gets there. In fact, Monica's working on it as well. All 3 of them now are sweeping it. But it looks like that's got enough weight to get there. It might be a little too much. It will clip off their own red and stop. And they will play another. Well, the best way to ensure that you get 8 ends in a 5 and under is play an extra. Get yourself tied. All right, so through 7, Bucks County and Rochester are tied at 7 for the final slot in the final, up for grabs. All right, so now we're waiting. A little break in the action. I guess, yeah, someone need a little bit of a pause. Now she's back. All right, now we can begin this final end. I'm sure if you're playing front end and something like this, and you're all warmed up, and now you gotta like wait and hang out for a few minutes, and it gets a little chilly out there. All right. So now we're finally ready to begin action here. The team from Rochester: Jennifer Hill, Lynn Lafon, Julie Tim, and Erica Schubert, against Bucks County, skipped by Monica Lynn, Amy Mensch, Julie Jadlowski, and Martha O'Connor at lead. And that is who's throwing at the moment.
Give me a good number. All right. That's a good number to make.
So the first redstone.
No. That's still good. I need in the house.
Looks like it's going to go in the house.
It's not out. It's in.
And then be swept straight out.
I think the bathroom break threw you off balance.
So, as the first stone from Rochester is thrown, I am taken aback by looking to my left, and what do I see? Michael Dobbs wearing a tuxedo. All right, yellow throws a very nice guard, fighter. Right. So, yeah, we're really doing it up for the finals here. We've got dudes in tuxes serving the Drambuie for the final. I mean, really. We've got pipers. We've got, I think we got drummers too. That's what it's all about here in curling, in a Bonspiel, is making that Sunday final, getting piped in. And both these teams are trying to vie for that last spot there. As here is Martha's second stone, looking to take out that yellow biter.
You just redeemed yourself, Martha. You're back in the car.
And it looks like she will do so and roll over a little bit to the right.
Redeem yourself. You're back in the car.
Yeah. Little pressure there from Monica Lynn. You might have heard on the ambient mics. Telling Monica, you redeem yourself for throwing through in the first stone. See, I was skipping my team for the dikes, but I was not the driver. My lead was driving. See, that's how it should be, right? I got to ride shotgun the entire time, which is my skip's prerogative. Thank you very much. Meanwhile, here is the second stone from Erica Schubert for Rochester. And that will actually go through. So now Bucks County without Hammer here in this eighth end of a tie game. And now looking to draw behind their high biter there, sitting in the bite in the 12.
Nice release.
All right, so Julie Jadlowski's first shot is away. And that one looks like it will curl into the 8-foot, sit just above the tee. So, also in the chat, you can join us. In the chat, some of you guys are. as my lead has. Thank you, TJ. It's good to hear from you too. So now it looks like Rochester will elect to take out that red stone sitting there in the top of the 8. So here's Julie Tim. And they are sweeping that hard, as that is breaking hard off the center line. And it will hit that top guard and roll all the way out as Monica will sweep it. So, by the way, a lot of people around here to thank for sure. Always setting it up. We've got on-the-button gifts and brooms up, curling supplies, gold line, Steve's curling supplies. Very generous with us. Wegmans, Mary Kay, the Holiday Inn, Laurel West for all your hotel needs when curling here at Potomac. Cheesecake Factory, AMC Theaters, the Carving Room Restaurant, and the Vita Salon and Spa. The Pipers, of course, are from Rockville High School Piping Band. They have been playing here for a number of years. As Julia's second stone will just about freeze on top of the other stone there, biting the forefoot. Can hear the piping a little bit in the background. Looks like they are warming up. Speaking of warming up, the warming room is getting quite warm. It's filling up here, getting ready for the event finals. Other teams are starting to arrive. And you are watching bonus curling here live at the Potomac Curling Club, the Elizabeth Childs Challenge. As Julie Tim from Bucks County looks like is trying to throw some hit weight. And that will get one of the reds out. That yellow will spill out to the side of the 12. So now Bucks County will again try and guard up, protect their stone, or somehow prevent that one from being removed. As here is Amy Mensch throwing.
What do you think? Give me a guess. Well, if I have to, I don't want it any deeper, but it's got a little bit. That's okay.
And that one will be a tad heavy and actually tap that red to the back 12. The other one will now sit top of the 4, just off the button. As Linda Forte comes in. So here is the takeout for Lynn from Rochester.
All right. So F5 actually. We click on these things.
And that will be successful.
This is the preview. This is what camera's going to go next. When you
Take
hit
it out.
F5, it goes.
Not a shot. Take it out.
Looks like the teams are starting to get set up for the finals. In the A event final, we'll have Furman versus Hall from Schenectady.
On it again to actually
The
get
B
it
event final
off of the
will
house.
be Austin Leary,
I wish I could
Wen
explain
Abrog
the difference
versus
between orange and green and
Cape
red
Cod.
is, but I can't.
DeMassa is the B event final. The D event final is all set
So anyway, I've only been using these.
with Bucks County facing Gallegos from Ardsley. And the C event final is being decided as it was a very that was a house clearing shot right there, leaving One redstone there in the back 12 and a little bit of a biter up in the top 12. Now yellow with hammer is going to go, and so yellow is going to go ahead and try and freeze down upon that. So yes, the C event final will be the winner of this game, facing Plainfield. All right, so here is the second stone for Lynn Lafort. And that one will not quite freeze. It'll get just next to it, but not quite freeze down to it. So Bucks will go and call, try and take that out. Looks like it's setting up to be a Rochester draw for all. But we shall see. As here is Monica Lynn preparing for her first shot here in the 8th end. So if I recall correctly, the C event final will actually be over there on sheet A. The D event will be on sheet D when they get the finals going in about half hour, 45 minutes from now. And here's Monica Lynn's takeout. They're sweeping off of it. Now they're sweeping all the way. And that will nicely take out that yellow stone and then freeze upon the red. So a lovely shot from Monica Lynn of Bucks County. So Jennifer Hill looks like she's going to try and do a little bit of freezing her own. But there's some deliberation. A little deliberation about the ice call. Meanwhile, Monica and Amy are doing a little, I guess, Irish jig behind the hack. While Jennifer sets up. Yep. Well, they're definitely not throwing some hard takeout weight with this ice. So Jennifer getting set up and comes out, throwing like a heavy draw. Looks like a back house draw that they are sweeping all the way. Now they're getting called up. And that will go, and that's going to go and hit that redstone on the nose, separate them out a little bit. So good shot there for Rochester. So now Monica Lynn is trying to figure out if she should go for that yellow stone, maybe hit and roll it. Try and set up something to the outside to force Rochester to draw at their last shot. There's a freeze option as well. So it looks like the way that they're discussing, she's going to go and broom it just to the outside of that Yellowstone and throw a takeout weight to cross the face of the stone. So we'll go and see what happens here. This is the last shot of the end for Monica Lynn from Bucks County, getting ready to be thrown here in the 8th end of the C event final game, C event semifinal game, almost to play for the finals. It's away. Looks like about bumper up weight. Now they're sweeping. Nope, up. But that is actually hanging out wide. And that is going to go and hit the Yellowstone into the back 8 foot. Rochester will not have to throw their last. Rochester will move on to the C event final, the team of Jennifer Hill. A fantastic game played between them and Bucks County, skipped by Monica Lynn. So now your finals are set. Here in the Childs, the team from Rochester will move on to play Plainfield in the C event final. And that will do it from here. So, Rochester. Okay. So that's gonna do it from now. Stay tuned, guys. We have the event finals coming your way in a short bit. So more curling action here from the Potomac Curling Club in Laurel, Maryland. Back your way. I am Adam Schechter signing off for now. We'll be back in a bit.